Jay Jackson, Mr. Jackson, is the chairman, CEO, Abacus Global Management. ABX is their ticker symbol. We welcome him to the Big Biz Show for the very first time. Jay, I appreciate your commercial, sir.
Hey, man, that's good to hear. Like you, my mother, and my aunts, I think, are my biggest fans.
There's three of us.
Isn't it interesting? Yeah. Isn't it interesting that you could go? I mean, our show's been on TV for 20 years. We've been on radio for 30 years.
Yeah.
You and I had big talk shows in San Diego and LA.
Yeah.
But you get recognized more for the stupid endorsements for Sleep Train mattresses.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Than you do.
Yeah.
So
I bought your mattress.
Yeah, it's not the fact that you guys do fantastic financial planning and you guys figure out alternate assets and stuff. It's your commercials that you're known for, not the great work.
Listen, it is amazing. I'm like, when a boy band goes into a mall, that's me going into a senior community.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I dominate the female 75 demographic. Like it's good times.
You own that. Hey, talk about ABX. You guys are publicly traded. Obviously, this is a financial advisory, and we don't cover this very often on the program, but it's important because I think the market runs on fear and greed, and many of us, most of us, can't handle that fear and greed. So, which is why you have a person in between you who can actually make decisions on your behalf that are trustworthy, and they can take the emotion out of it. And I will tell you, smartest thing I did 30 years ago was get a financial manager. I still get to mess around day trading because that's what I do for a living on the show and such like that. But I will tell you, that represents 1% of my portfolio. Most of my stuff is handled by a guy like Jay. Jay, talk about that business for a living. Talk about you guys specifically.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I mean, at Abacus, and one of the things we do, it's really unique, is that when we focus on financial planning, we look at the entire financial plan for someone's entire life. And here's where I think financial planning has been kind of broken for a while. Is that, you did your financial plan, but did anybody talk to you that says, hey, your lifespan could potentially be X? I'll give you an example, right? Let's say you're going to go into retirement. What's your number one fear? Running out of money. Right? Yeah. Well, shouldn't you have a better understanding of how long you're going to be in retirement?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me, right? That we don't spend a little bit of time on that.
And I think also the message, look, when you retire, you don't take your money out, sit on the kitchen table and stare at it.
No.
I mean,
that's right.
If you're with the guy, you're supposed to be still working for you, right?
Well, that's exactly right. And what happens is people do that because they have this huge fear. It's like, well, if I spend the money, I'm going to be out, right? And so therefore I better hide it under my mattress. And that's this big misnomer. And ultimately what happens is we medically underwrite people to help them better understand how long they're going to be in retirement. They can apply that to what we run our ads on, which is life insurance, and say, hey, listen, your life insurance policy is like your home. It's an actual liquid property that's got a real value. And if you just stop paying on it, the insurance company wins. Or, hey, if you're doing a financial plan, how should you allocate? Right? You should allocate based upon what that lifespan looks like. And then we take the data and help them better understand how to live longer lives.
I got 20 good summers left and then 5 bad ones after that.
Yeah,
so that's my actuarial.
Well, and you know what I'd like to do is how do you get that to 23 good summers, right?
Yeah, right.
And what a gift that would be.
Right.
1,000%. Jay Jackson is the chairman, CEO, Abacus Global Management. ABX is their ticker symbol. Jay, do you find, though, as that our parents' generation unfortunately passes on, that the younger generation coming into those golden years has a better understanding financially and fiscally what their money could do for them?
You know what's wild? It's a fair question, but I don't think that's true.
Really?
I'm telling you, and here's why. Like, what ultimately ends up happening is that if you look at the savings rate, it's the lowest it's ever been generationally. Oof. So when you look at the baby boomers coming into retirement, it's just everyone talks about 10,000 per day and all those kinds of things. The saving rates are lower. People have to work longer. My point is if you're going to have to work longer, you better get healthy, right? If you want to start saving like you were supposed to in your 30s, when you're 40 or 50, you would better get to the gym because you've got another 20 years to play catch up. And that's okay, by the way, because that's the type of data that we talk about. People have this misconception on saving for retirement. The misconception is it's 65. I think people are going to start working until they're 75.
I think it's already happening, Jay. I mean, it's interesting because I don't think retirement is retirement. When you and I first started out, it was going to be 50. We wanted $50,000 a year in our first job. Then we wanted to increase from there, and we were going to retire at 65. Look, I'm staring down the barrel of 66 this year. I don't know what the hell.
Hey, you look good, man.
I've retired at least twice in my life, and that lasted about 4 months.
Yeah.
And I can't see. I mean, as long as we're brand worthy. Do this for another 15 years.
I'll retire when I'm dead.
But wait a second, though.
Keep working.
But isn't the philosophy different, Jay? Where our parents would save for retirement, and then they would go take cruises and go do the work. We're living usable days on the way now. I've been retired.
Right.
I'm living like I'm retired anyway, and I have since I was probably 35, because I'm either I'm working hard, I'm doing retirement stuff also more.
Yeah, that's right. Like, you've got this blended lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think that blended lifestyle you've got to account for. I'm finding that when people think about how they plan for retirement, again, start with your medical, right? Like, this is crazy, but you said this and you nailed it. 20 great summers and 5 that are like, I don't really know.
Right.
But you're going to lose half your net worth in that 5.
That's exactly right.
And no one talks about that.
Right.
Right. My point is, how then is your wife going to handle that? Right? How are your kids going to manage that? We've got this big problem in the United States that people start to look at this sandwich generation where parents move back home. I'm like, you want to give the greatest gift to your kids? Don't move back home.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
You know, take some ownership in what you're going to do. And you know how you not move back home? Manage this financially and medically.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's basic stuff you can do. Like, everyone's talking about GLP-1s right now, right? And that's going to extend lifespan, and it's this longevity drug. You know what we're going to end up with is an incredibly frail society.
Yeah.
We're going to end up with seniors who can't pick up a pencil.
Yeah, no bone density, muscle loss, the whole thing.
Right.
The good old fashioned.
The whole thing.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Because I want to have you back for an extended period next time, like next week. But I think one of the things I want to ask you about is, you can't help but skirt AI and technology in financial planning these days. But that comes with a big caveat, and it's awfully scary, because you have, on one hand, probably an audience, a younger audience coming up, along with the regular customer base, that's going to demand those types of metrics and how you
no question.
how you do illustrations and stuff. How does that play in?
AI is going to enhance how we view data, right? Like, as a public company, I go into AI all the time, and I look at how AI views our company and outputs and a variety of things. Where I think AI is going to struggle is in financial planning. I know they're talking about replacing the financial advisor. Maybe on the smaller side of that financial advisory, that could occur. But here's my issue. We all remember Waymo. It came out in 2011, by the way, and I still haven't gotten in one. Are you really going to put your life behind the wheel of a robot, right? I'm not there yet.
Well, that's like those kids that working for you selling life insurance. That's the toughest job in the world, because those guys got to get in front of people at age 21 with no experience, but that's how they get the experience. I think time's only going to tell on this AI thing, man.
Yeah, I think, but it's not going to be overnight. People, like anything in a disruption business, think, oh, this is going to disrupt tomorrow. It never does. Yeah. It's going to take 10 or 15 years. But in the meantime, we're going to have a lot more stronger access to data and be able to make smarter decisions. That's great for the economy. And I think that as a financial advisor, you should have a huge positive outlook on that.
Yeah, I agree. Last question for you today. You're an expert in alternate assets. We can't help but talk about Ethereum. Can't help but talk about some digital currency. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin has turned out to be nothing more than an index. It's not going to be currency. It's going to be it'll be something to invest in. When does that actually have a serious conversation inside of your investment mix?
Oh, I think we have it now. Like, I think tokenization of real assets is going to happen in real time, right? You've seen JP Morgan's got a massive team on this, and so we buy life insurance policies, package them, and then we actually ultimately end up managing them or selling them to large third-party private asset managers, right? And that asset alone, we're already putting that on blockchain so that it can be tokenized later. What does that really mean? It means that historically you would go and you would invest in one of these large, like, let's say, in investment funds, like a private equity that's locked up for a long period of time. As this is tokenized, as these assets are more transferable and, most importantly, more transparent, it's going to provide access to private equity. It's going to provide access to alternative asset funds in a tokenization format. I'm not a big fan of putting private equity or private products in 401ks, but putting it in a tokenization where people can access it and trade it and realize
it's an asset mix at that point, right?
It's a true asset, and now everybody can gain access to it. You're going to see it happen in real estate and mortgages coming up real quick. This is happening in real time, and I think that's where you look at the Bitcoin, the digital economy is going to start to happen on a tokenization of alts.
Let's get you in studio sometime, bud.
Yep.
Great to have you.
I can't wait, man. Bring me.
And Jay, another way to keep your parents from moving back home, just change the locks, man. It's really easy.
As Mike Retirement Plan says,
exactly.
The last check I'm going to write is going to bounce.
Jay Jackson, Chairman, CEO, Abacus Global Management, ABL. ABL as in Lima. ABL is their ticker symbol.